A very good morning to you, boys and girls. It's Wednesday the 9th of January 2019. A warm welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire, boys and girls. Well, we've had a little bit of rain this morning. I was woken up by the pitter-pattering of the rain on my roof, and I got up, had my breakfast. I FaceTimed my sister, and she said it's not raining where she is. She's only like 15 minutes drive away. Isn't it? It's very localised sometimes. Localised. Unlike this programme. Global, dear. Global programme for localised people, if you see what I mean. Well, good morning to you. Who's early? Shall we start with the messages today for a change? Shall we? Let's do that. First in this morning is Weird City Citizen on the YouTube. Good morning to you, sir. Diane Jeb there, first in on the Facebook. I think you were first on Facebook. Let's have a look there. Diane's there. Chris Manzar. Good morning, Chris. Still munching away at your sweeties. Thank you, Chris. Morning to Robert Lunn. Clare L is in the house. Hello, Claire. My sound is still up the creek. I'm watching on YouTube and listening on Facebook. Isn't that strange? Is there anyone else watching on YouTube? Can you just tell me that the sound and the mouth are moving at the same time? Sometimes it's slightly out, but it shouldn't be out for more than, you know, like a microsecond. Is that a word? A microsecond. A microsecond. So if there's anyone else there on YouTube, can just tell us that's working all right. Morning to Paul and Lou in Birmingham. Joanna's in the house. Everyone's nice and early this morning. Paul and Lou, I don't know how they managed to get up so early. They've been getting later and later, kind of joining us at the last 2 minutes of the show because they can't be bothered to get up. I mean, if I can be bothered to get up to talk to you, surely you can be bothered to get up to listen. Dear me, rude, dear, rude. I'm very, very surprised at you, Paul. You know what, were you being a moderator as well, a moderator of the channel. Thank you very much. Ray Reynolds is in the house. Good morning, Ray. There's my nephew, Gary Butler, who's joined the gym. Gary has joined the gym. Oh, yes. After the show yesterday, I went up to the swimming pool. Very busy in there yesterday, I have to say. Kind of fighting for a space, but it's, you know, to be honest, that swimming pool at Horncastle isn't too bad because most of the people up there when I go up there are of an age. Okay, we're all like, I don't think there's anyone under the age of 45, 50 up there, so we kind of respect each other's lanes. Well, I mean, you know, when it gets really busy, you haven't got the lanes. You haven't got a straight line going from one side to the other. You're kind of sharing it with people, and you just go slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and that's fine. You know, I do really hate so-called professional swimmers who think that they have a lane all to themselves. It's a public blooming pool, for Christ's sake. Get out of the way. And up at the Horncastle one, we don't really have that problem. People do tend to sort of respect each other's swimming space. Which is quite nice. I don't know if I told you, they recently did the showers up. They've renewed the showers in the swimming pool area. We've got these lovely grey tiles, and they moved. Do you know, I'm a bit breathless this morning. Just noticed that. Not as in asthma breathless. Is that all right? I don't know. What was I saying? Yeah, they've moved the showers from kind of one side to the other because the water was not draining away in the same way. But when they did that, they retiled them as well. They haven't put hooks back up for towels. So you kind of got to go around the corner and hang the hook. Who's got a hip? Hang the towel over like these mops that are sort of stored in the corner that they do all the floor washing with and all that. And no one's put hooks back up. I must write a letter. Dear swimming pool, please can we have our hooks back? Just something very simple like that. Maybe an email. Do people take much notice of emails? Or do they tend to just delete them straight away and move on? I'm never quite sure. Anyway, so that was the swimming pool. My nephew, Gary, who's with us this morning, has joined the gym, which is kind of part of that swimming pool complex. Let me just turn my heating off in here. So probably we'll see him up there sometimes. Now, you remember I mentioned the showers to you? The showers, I assume that the people in the gym and the people in the swimming pool share the same showers. Not the case, according to my nephew. They have their own showers in the gym, right? Now, I told you that the showers in the swimming pool are unisex. So you can't completely remove all your clothes and have a proper shower. And I have a bit of a bugbear about that. Yeah, what's the point of having a shower with your shorts on? You cannot clean your sensitive bits. Well, you can try, but it looks really dodgy. I'm going to show you this. Let me show you this, right? If say that's the wall of the shower, and where you are now is the public bit. You can see, and there's only 2 of them. There's 3 or 4 showers along by the pool, okay, which presumably they're to do that little shower thing that you have before you go in, or you're supposed to anyway. Most people, I don't think most people do it, to be honest. So, to clean off just before you get into the pool. So they're along the side of the pool, in full view of the pool. And then you kind of go through this, it's not a doorway, it's like an opening, and there are showers either side there. Now, depending on where you are in the swimming pool, this is completely visible to all the people in the swimming pool. Okay? All right? So you're supposed to shower there with your soap and my gel, which I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting to take in my shower gel. I've got Imperial leather now. Imperial leather. Cussons. Imperial leather. And it comes in a tin can. And it's lovely. I think it's called Foam Burst. Very nice. Very nice. So you're supposed to shower like that. Now, when you've got your swimming shorts on, it's a bit more difficult. And I turn to the wall so that people can't see me, and I shower down my shorts there. Now, I'm going to show you what that looks like, okay? So you imagine you're perhaps in the other shower, because there's only 2 showers in that little bit, 1 each side. You're in the shower with me, okay? Or you're in the swimming pool looking through that gap, right? Are you ready? Right, so we're doing the showering. You won't see my head. We haven't got moving cameras, dear. I'm not that rich. Here we are. Shower. And then to do bits down here, I do this. Now, do you see what I mean? That doesn't look good, does it? Shower, and then like that, so that people can't see you. Except, I have a feeling that looks worse than it would do if I was doing it the other way around. Well, so that's the swimming pool showers. I said this to my nephew last night, because I popped round my nephew's last night, and he said, oh, well, we got separate showers. They've got cubicles in the gym. So, I don't know, I mean, I don't know if I'd be allowed to use the gym showers in there so I can clean off properly. I hate it. I hate having to shower with your shorts on. It's just disgusting. It is disgusting. On the other hand, when you think about it, well, if you're putting the soap down there, right, and then you shower, I suppose it's just as clean. I just don't like doing it in front of people. Horrible. It's horrible. I might have to try it, Gary, the showers in the gym, really. But he's just joined the gym. Now, I hope he's going to be a gym goer rather than one of those people, and there's thousands of them all over the country, who every year in January join a gym. And they turn up for like 2 weeks and then they don't go anymore. Money wasted, dear. You might as well have spent the money on cream cakes at the baker's or Greg's vegan sausage rolls. You might as well have done that, man. Oh, talking of sausage rolls and Greg's and vegan things like that, I came across this story. Can I just read this to you? I mean, this bloke must be absolutely thick. And there's a picture of him, and he looks one of those sort of people, okay? One of those sort of thick people who, on the front of it, when you see what he looks like, and his glasses and his age, he's probably far, far more intelligent than most of us involved in this millions of viewers popular programme, okay? Far, far more intelligent than me. Social skills, 0. Here's the story. In the Metro, this was a few days ago, a man who is new to being a vegan, okay, so he's new, good luck to him, hit out in the strongest possible terms after he discovered Pizza Hut's ice cream and toppings were not vegan. Now this thicko, I beg your pardon, this boy, Corey his name is, I mean what sort of name is that, Corey, wanted to try Pizza Hut's veganuary range and said he was told by a waitress that all the options were vegan. However, I mean, to be fair, you know, if he was told by the waitress that, the waitress shouldn't have told him that. She really shouldn't have. He was left horrified and shaken to the core. Now, remember, this is someone who's just started being vegan. It's not one of those militant ones who go around and cut people's heads off and things like that. Like, you know, and cutting fences open and that sort of thing. However, he was left horrified and shaken to the core when he went to help himself and saw milk listed as an ingredient on the bottles. What do you mean bottles? Bottles of ice cream? Now, well, they haven't done this story very well, have they? As a result, he's stuck to a plain bowl of ice cream. That too was not vegan. Even though I hadn't been vegan long, it's still something I'm passionate and serious about. All right, so someone made a mistake, dear. No need to start writing to the papers. Why didn't you just have a quick word with the manager and be done with it? Oh no, maybe you wanted your photo in the paper. Am I right, lovey? There you are. Let's give him a bit more exposure. There you go, you see? Now you know he's more intelligent, but it's the glasses that give it away. Millennial. I'm sorry, that's the problem. You're a millennial, lovey. That's the problem. It's the fact, he says I should be able to eat somewhere and know exactly what I'm eating. Staff everywhere should be educated on ingredients for vegans and those with allergies. It's the fact that they have been promoted their new vegan menu for Veganuary, but the staff aren't aware of what's vegan. And he has a point. He has a point. Can you imagine that? Going into, okay, let's make it a little bit more serious. Going into somewhere that says suitable for people with allergies. Okay, suitable for people who have peanut allergies, and you eat something and actually there's peanuts in there, and that's very serious. You know, people die because they have allergies to peanuts. I wonder where that all came. Where did allergies from peanuts come from? Never seem to have had that when I was a child. I had some egg allergies. I think in the Scouts, so there was always a kid with allergy towards egg, but not peanuts. Was there when you think about it? It goes on. I went back to the table and told my friends, who told me to just eat the ice cream because the waitress wouldn't be wrong. Then when I got home, I tweeted about the new vegan menu and the fact that the ice cream there is vegan too, which Pizza Hut themselves replied to tell me it isn't. When Corey complained to the manager, he was offered a free meal but doesn't want to return. Oh, well, you're a mug then, aren't you, mate? You might as well have the free meal. For Christ's sake, are you off your head? No, I just want to make a point, don't you? You just want to make your point and not listen to anyone else. Pizza Hut said ensuring the welfare of our guests is extremely important to us. All our nutritional and allergen information is available in a printed book in each of our restaurants and also online. We're sorry in this instance the wrong information was given to the customer because of human error. So I do get that. What I don't get is how people get so angry and appalled was the word used. I mean, just put it back then. Just put it back. I've got to say, you know, occasionally on the rare occasion that I've been given a dinner somewhere or something, generally people do actually go out of their way to, they know I'm vegetarian. They go out of their way to do a nice meal and they might make a mistake. They might accidentally put on OXO gravy without thinking about it. And the dinner will come, oh, there you are, I've done your special, da, da, da. Oh, thanks ever so much. Oh, it's really, oh, hang on a minute, the gravy. And I'm like, and I look up and I say, what? I've put the wrong gravy. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm more like that, more moderate, I think. Moderate is the word. That's a good word, isn't it? Moderate. We are moderates. We don't worry too much about that. But some people, they get so bloody aerated about this stuff. Just get on with your life. God's sake. Life is too short to worry about all these things. Good morning to Weird Citizen. Have I said hello to you? I think I have. Mark Connor's there. The £10 pom is in the house. My rich neighbour gave me a karaoke machine called Singtrix. I googled it. It's $1,800. Free, brand new. Happy New Year to you, Mark. Christ, you'll be upsetting the neighbours now with that, won't you, eh? What are you going to start with? And I will always love you. Something like that. Oh, dear. There you are, Claire. People are asking Claire there. No, Claire's got a problem with her computer at the moment. The YouTube feed is splitting up the video and audio for Claire, but other people are watching the YouTube and it looks all right to them. I know what's going on there, Claire. Perhaps you did an update or something. I can't help you with that one. Sorry, my darling. Sorry. There we are. Robert saying that. Where are we? Have you not got any sound on YouTube at all, Claire? Can I ask you, have you got sound on YouTube? If you're trying to listen to Facebook and YouTube, listen on Facebook and watch on YouTube, that won't work because they do go at slightly different times. You've got to watch one or the other. Ah, hang on a minute. Are you on Chrome? Are you on Chrome, Claire? Tell us if you're on Chrome now. I might have an answer to you there. Let's have a look. We might need another moderator. Yes. I reckon Claire would be a good moderator, but unfortunately she can't hear us at the moment. Hello to Roger. Do I want over 1,000 views in less than 10 minutes? No, it doesn't bother me how many people are watching this. Don't worry about numbers, for Christ's sake. Too much emphasis is on how many numbers, how many viewers you've got, this, that and the other. Unnecessary. Just go and do your thing and let someone else worry about numbers all the time. Good morning to John Parrish. Morning, John. Weird City Citizen use a green mint shower and it feels like a cool breeze. I know that shower gel that you're using. I know that shower gel. Is that the one that makes you tingle? I hate that. There's something not right about that, about the mint shower gel that makes you tingle. No, I'm really not keen on that one at all. You carry on using it if you wish. Very strange and mysterious, isn't it? Let's have a look there. Okay, Claire. Right. Let me see if I can help you with this. At the top, do you know what I mean by the tabs? She's listening on Facebook, I gather. At the top, right, where you would have the various tabs going across, right-click on it. You'll bring up a little menu that says New Tab, Reload, Duplicate, Pin Tab. Now, there's one there that says Mute Site. My guess is that you've clicked that somehow. Okay? Left-click it. Left-click it. Does it say Unmute Site when you look at it? You need to left-click where it says Unmute Site. And I think that might cure your problem, but it might not. Try it. Try it. Chris, don't get that tingle in the bits and pieces. Oh, it's horrible, Chris. I've had that tingle. Oh, it's not nice, especially around the backside. It's just a weird feeling. It tingles. Tingle, tingle, tingle. A little bit like that. Try that, Claire. All right. Did you see that? No, it's a left click. Oh, is it a left click? No, it's a right click. I beg your pardon. Yeah, you're right. It's a right click. Okay, so right click on that tab. You'll bring up a little menu. And I hope that 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one down should say Unmute Site. Simply click on it. I think it's a left click on that. Let me try it. Is it a left click on that? Yeah, you would left click on Unmute Site. And I'm hoping the sounds will come through. Let us know, Claire, how you get on with that, darling. She's not got it on Google either. Look at that. Good morning to Jerry Cashmore Smith. Morning, Jerry. Hope you're well. As I say, I was around my nephew's last night. He kindly did me jacket potato with beans, a little bit of cheese on top. Unfortunately, that did create an awful lot of wind from me later on in the night. It might not be such a good thing, Gary, to give me baked beans when I come round to your house. Okay, just... I think whenever I go around my nephew's house, it seems to be like a bit of a competition between me, my nephew, great nephew Harry, And now great niece Evie has joined in. And who can fart the most while I'm there? I mean, anyone who would walk in, like a stranger would walk into the house at night, must wonder where this awful smell comes from as we're all sitting there. Claire, how have you got on with that? Maybe Claire's gone. She might have given up. How are you getting on, Claire? All right there. Don't forget, boys and girls, as always, if your messages don't get read out, they probably haven't come through to me. So send it as a private message. Sometimes they don't always get through, so send it as a private message, okay? Claire, yes, we've sorted out Claire. Lovely. Excellent, Claire. So we should be completely synchronised now. As I say, if you watch through one method and listen through another, that won't work. They will be out of sync because they do come down the lines at different times. Okay. Good. There we are. Excellent. All right. Let's have a look there. I had a little bit of ice cream. I always take ice cream round to my nephew's house when I go round there. Oh yeah, it's only for, if he's doing me dinner, I do feel I ought to take something round, whether it's ice cream or sweets for the children. It was funny, we sat there, me and my, Mark Connor, the £10 Pom is going to send you a great Barrier Reef backdrop picture instead of that depressing. Why is this depressing? This is lovely, this is. The trouble is, if I put a Barrier Reef picture up there, people are going to think that I'm in Australia. That's the whole idea of having it. This is where I am. This literally, what's behind me is behind me. Not right next to me. About a 5-minute walk through the site there. All right. So please don't send me a Barrier Reef one. People will think I'm in Australia. Oh dear. Yeah, why was I muted, Paul? Paul and Lou want to know why I wasn't. Why was I muted, Claire? Am I starting to get on your nerves a bit? Oh, here we go. It wasn't me. The computer did it. Oh, yeah. Pass the buck, Claire. Pass the buck on. A machine with taste. I love it. Oh dear. Good morning to Roy Brownlow sends a morning, Roy. More Madman ramblings. Morning, Roy. Good. Right, let's get on with this. Where are we? We were playing music videos around my nephew's house last night, and the two children were choosing the videos. And interestingly, they're different tastes in music. Where Evie, she's the girl, she's 6. I think she's 6 now. She likes. I had Hard House on. She liked Hard House. Bang, 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 and that was playing. And then Harry is the little boy. He's 5, 4 or 5, one of the two. And he said, oh, have you got anything a bit more calm? He didn't like it. He didn't like the Hard House. He liked calm music. So I selected Heartbreaker by Dionne Warwick. You like that one? Why do you have to be a heartbreaker? And we like that one. We're sitting there singing along to that one. And also another one of my favourites is Happy New Year by ABBA. You know that one? Happy New Year, Happy New Year, may we all have our hopes, our dreams to fly, da da da, where every neighbour is a friend. That one. You know that song? I love that one. And it's funny, there's a line in there that says, at the end of 89. So they were singing about 89. And before that, they go, in another 10 years' time, who can say what we'll find at the end of 89? So the song must have come out in 79. And I sat down and I looked at my nephew. I said, that means that song is like 80, 79, 89, 99, 09, 90. It's 40 years old. Now that's made you feel old, isn't it? That song is 40 years old. ABBA, Happy New Year, 40 years old. That is saying something, isn't it? Unbelievable. And I thought, what was the first record I ever bought? And it was Long-Haired Lover from Liverpool, Little Jimmy Osmond. I'll be your long-haired lover from Liverpool, who's recently, was it a heart attack or a stroke he had on a stage somewhere? Poor lad. Little Jimmy Osmond was the first record I ever bought. The first album I ever bought, I think, was Elton John. It was an Elton John one, and it had the song on it, Song for Guy. You know, I don't think the only words on that is love is a magical thing or something like that. It's all piano. It's beautiful. Beautiful song. Song for Guy by Elton John. Whatever album that was, I think that was the first album I ever bought. And I suppose most young people today won't ever have the pleasure of going in a record shop and flicking through hundreds and hundreds of records, looking at the beautiful pictures on the front of the albums and touching and that smell. You know that smell you used to get from an album where you'd take it out or you just got the cover and you went like that to open it a bit. That smell of a brand new music album. They won't ever experience that. Isn't that a shame? I think it's a real shame. A real shame. I mean, even when we went to CDs, that wasn't too much of a jolt, was it? When we went to records from CD. It wasn't the same. You know, it really wasn't the same. I still prefer records and albums. Do I have any? No. I have probably about 10 records now. I dumped them all. I chucked them all away to save space. I don't miss them, I'll be honest with you. Going through, I never used to get them out the shed. Hundreds of them I just chucked them away. They weren't worth anything. But I do think that's sad. Not being able to go into a shop and flick through records. Yes, some shops are doing records now, but you know, you don't walk into somewhere like Virgin Megastore. There's hundreds and hundreds of them all over the place. Thousands, actually, thousands. You can't do that anymore, can you? You can do it in a second-hand shop. That's about it. I remember the Virgin Megastores all over the country, all over the world. I remember going to the one in Florida. Yeah, I went into one in Florida once. I think I was on a Virgin holiday, and on the last day, you could take your cases to this point in the morning, and they're all loaded onto a lorry, and you literally just left them there and then went and enjoyed the day and walked onto the plane at the end. They had that all sussed out. Virgin Holidays, very, very good. Very good. And while we were in this particular place where we dropped the cases off, there was a Virgin Megastore, and I went in there and had a flick through all the stuff in there. It was wonderful. And then the first record I ever played was Freight Train by Chas McDevitt Skittle Group, I think it was. Freight Train, goes so fast. So here's the question for you today. What was the first record you ever bought? What was the first album you ever bought? And what was the first record you ever played? Now, when I say it's the first record I ever played, it was one of my nan's records, Nanny Hayes. She lived in Peckham. And she had a radiogram. Great big thing it was in the corner of the room. Well, it was in the middle of the room. I remember you used to go in the door, and on the left was this big, massive radiogram. And I used to play, the first record I ever played, I think was Freight Train. It's the first one I remember. Freight Train goes so fast. What were your first things like that? Let us know this morning and let's have a look at them. All right. Roy, aren't my messages getting through on chat? Yes, they are now. You've got one now. That one came through because you sent it on a private message. Roy, as you know, and I've said time and time again, if your messages don't get through, send them on a private chat. All right? Because they sometimes don't. That's just how it is. I don't know why. It's one of those things. All right? Mark Connor. My first record was ELO. I was great, mate. Electric Light Orchestra. I do that at karaoke. Sun is shining in the sky. There are no clouds above. I love it. Mr. Blue Sky, and there's another one. Living Thing. Ba ba ba. It's a living thing. Ba 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 ba. It's a magical thing to do. That one. ELO. Fantastic. Do you remember the album cover? It was a spaceship, wasn't it? Wonderful. Blooming wonderful. Good morning to Right Side Up, joining us on Vaughan Live this morning. Claire says the computer muted when I was talking about that fat woman, Gemma Collins. The one who dresses up like a turkey to go on dancing on cracked ice. Right Side Up. A scratch on an album was almost equivalent to find in a two-timing lover. Or a scratch on it. Yeah, but the thing is, with the scratches on albums, sometimes you could repair those. You could, if you got a record jumping, and it didn't always work. In fact, you could make it worse than it was already by trying this. But I'll tell you what I used to do, and a lot of other people, where you'd have to know exactly where the jump came, or the scratch. And as it was coming out, you very carefully pushed down on the arm which contains the needle. You pushed down on that and you would literally cut the groove back in again and it wouldn't jump anymore. Now, you used to get a crackle, it would go like that. It would go, but it wouldn't jump. But that didn't always work. You could make it worse. You could actually make it worse, but it was always, I always had a go at that, and sometimes it did actually work. Of course, once CDs, when you got a little hole in the silver stuff, that wouldn't, just once that had happened, that was it. In fact, I think a lot of the CDs, they went rusty, literally. They went rusty. I remember years and years ago, there was a particular manufacturer of CDs, pre-recorded CDs, who said, you know, we've got this problem with CDs. If you send them back to us, we'll replace them. And they did. It was a particular box set of 70s stuff that I had. And you could see, instead of being silver, there was slightly a bronze colour. Once that started happening, it meant the silver was starting to go rusty or break down. That is what used to happen, unfortunately. Clare, Love on a Mountaintop by Love Affair. I'm not sure I know that one, Clare. I know the one Everlasting Love. They did that, didn't they? Heart goes astray, la da da da. Open up your eyes, da 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 da. Everlasting. I remember that one. Love Affair. Mark, there are now records are now back. Some of them are worth a fortune, especially the sets. I do have a couple of albums of 12-inch sets. I've got a 12-inch set of Whitney Houston. I've got a 12-inch set, you know, as in box. I've got a 12-inch set, I think, of Michael Jackson as well. I might look those up and see if they're worth anything. But that's about, I haven't got much at all in the way of vinyl now. I did chuck them away. Chris, I played Steve Martin comedy album, Wild and Crazy Guy, my brother's record. Don't know that one, Chris. I did have some comedy albums, not the 9 o'clock news. Do you remember that? And I had Hancock's Half Hour and another couple that I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, I had some comedy albums as well. They're always good to put on, like an audio book, I suppose. Actually, I should download some of those for the car. Might be quite worth listening to. I only just recently discovered Radio 4 Extra. Can you believe that? It was Ray Reynolds who told me about that. He said to me, oh yeah, they play all old comedy stuff and all that. I didn't know. Never knew about that. Paul and Lou, The Police, Walking on the Moon. That was another album I had, that one. Yep, I had the Police album. They were very, very popular, weren't they? John Parrish, my first was I'm a Pink Toothbrush. I'm a Pink Toothbrush by Max Bygraves. Yes, Who Like Me lived in Bermondsey. I didn't know you lived in Bermondsey, John. I didn't know that. I used to do a gang show there. There was a girls' school somewhere. And they used to hire, because they had a good stage, so they hired the scout group there, the South, well, it was not just that scout group, it was the whole of South London. I was in the South London gang show, and that was done, the first time it was done, it was a proper theatre, but I think that worked out too expensive for them. So they went into a girls' school, you know, with a nice big stage and an auditorium and that. I can't remember the name of the school, though. First single I purchased was Albatross, for album Rubber Soul. Must say I don't know those at all, John. Albatross, don't know. Don't know. We put a penny on it. What did you put a penny on? On the top of your needle? No, that, you see, that was all right if it was a bit light, but to actually cut the groove, you had to push this needle quite hard down. To recut the groove on there. It did work sometimes. Joanna, my first record was Dean Martin, Amore. La 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 la. That's Amore. That one? Yeah, a few people sing that at the karaoke. Know that one. Good morning, Stuart Skinner. Morning, Stuart. My first record I ever played was my mum's 45 single, Standing on the Corner, watching all the girls go by. Standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by. Is that the Beach Boys? Is that the Beach Boys? Didn't Andy Williams do that as well, that one? Andy Williams is a great singer, isn't he, eh? Andy Williams, we lost him a couple of years ago as well. Clare, Everlasting Love is great too. I've done them both at Central Station. Open up, yeah. You must do that on Friday if you're along. Clare, all right. Lovely 70s tunes. We love them. Right side up, my first 45 was Walk Right Back. Da, 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 da. Everly Brothers. I know all these tunes. How sad is that? His first album was the Rolling Stones, High Tide. Now, I never used to like the Rolling Stones as a youngster, but I do now. It's funny, as you get older, my enjoyment of older music that I didn't enjoy when I was young, because of course when I was going out to clubs and that, it was all 80s. It was all 80s. So we had the Wham and what else? Catch-a-Goo-Goo, Culture Club, all that sort of stuff, right? So the 60s to me, it was really old. And when I was a mobile DJ in the 80s, I used to hate playing the 60s. I hated it. Have you got anything old? Oh, here we go again. Because it was 80s then, you see, it was 80s. But now, as I've got older, I more appreciate going back further than the music that I liked. Now, I still like the music that I like in the 80s. And then going back to the 70s, I quite like the 70s, the soul-y stuff, you know. We would call it black music at that time. Whether that's an appropriate word for it now, I don't know. But we would call it black soul music. Anyone who was black, who used to sing, basically. Rufus and Chaka Khan, Luther Vandross, Loose Ends, all that sort of stuff. I loved that music in the 80s. And I used to go to this night, the BBC Radio London Soul Night Out. And Tony Blackburn had a soul show on Radio London every morning. It was fantastic. Gloria Gaynor. Yeah, and disco as well. I love disco, you see. I love disco. Baccarat, yes sir, I can boogie, all that stuff. Wonderful. So I liked all that, but I didn't like the 60s. As I've got older, I really enjoy the 60s, right? And going back even further, I like the 50s. You know, Doris Day, Que Sera, Sera, anything like that. I can go back a bit further than that. And even classical. Sometimes I have classical music on in the car. I would never have dreamed of doing that when I was a youngster. It's funny, isn't it? Strange. John, Albatross was Fleetwood Mac. Ah, Fleetwood Mac, brilliant. Brilliant. Little, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. What's the other one? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. Everywhere. That's it, everywhere. Everywhere, Fleetwood Mac. Excellent, John. Excellent. Rubber Soul was the Beatles. Okay. Beatles, again, a group that I did not like when I was a youngster. I do now. Your tastes change over time. Maybe you just become more acceptable to accepting to other music of you know, that you didn't enjoy them. Or maybe as you get older you become more accepting to everything. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Chris has sent a link to an album there. Thank you very much. William, good morning, William. In Sydney, Australia. He's been doing some radio. I think it was radio work. Was it, William? I was looking at a picture of yours this morning. There was a bloke with a white vest. If you could put me in contact with him, please. That would... I'd be very grateful. Was that? I'm assuming that was a radio show, because if it was a television show, William, I didn't think much of the set. I thought, well, I haven't gone to much effort there. But then I looked and I thought, oh, they look a bit more radio to me. Was it a radio show you were doing? He was hosting some sort of panel show, I think. Weren't you, William? Do let us know. Do let us know. First album William ever bought was Michael Jackson's Bad. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, yeah, Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Absolutely. Which I purchased as a young boy. Oh, in Harrods. Really? They let you in there? They let you in Harrods? Someone like you, dear? Did you dress up? God's sake, they're very selective who they let in there. Gary remembers going to Tower Records in London. Oh yeah, Tower. Well, I used to go I used to go once a week to Tower Records, Gary. And at that time, Gary, you could literally drive there. You could park next to it. Well, not right next to it, just a little bit further back on the left. You could just park there at night. Just get out the car and go into the shop. No tickets. Wonderful. Times that have gone. Paul and Lou are listening to a lot of 70s stuff at the moment. Led Zeppelin. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, Queen and Bowie stuff. Never really played it before, as it was before my time. Me too, Paul. So it's not just me then, is it? It's not just me. I mean, I've really liked rock music now. When I went to Vegas a couple of months ago with my nephew, I think my favourite show, I mean, we went to see Lionel Rich, went to see some fantastic shows in Vegas. You ever want to go and see loads of shows, go to Vegas. Don't worry about the gambling, it's a lot of money anyway. Go and see all the shows at night. And my favourite show of that time was this rock show that we went. What was it called? It was at the Hard Rock Cafe. Whatever the show they got there, and it's been running a while, it's probably still on there now. It was the show at the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel, not the Hard Rock Cafe, the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel, which is off the main road, okay? So you've got the main road. Most of the hotels are on this main road. Some are off the main road. This is off the main road, and it's a little bit of a walk. Let me warn you that. You want to get a cab there. It's quite a long way. And they had this rock show in there, and it's not a massive... it wasn't a massive theatre, but there they were, all really loud it was as well. Oh, they've got the electric guitars, and all these blokes were really old, older than me even. They were all well into their 60s, early 70s possibly. They got the long hair, and they looked like they'd been doing it for years. And let me tell you, when they were standing there on that stage playing their instruments, it was effortless. Half the time they were looking at us. Now and again you'd get a wink like that while they were playing their guitars and what have you. And then at the end of the show, they come and the lead bloke. Was it a girl or a bloke? Might have been a lady actually. Oh, there was a girl on there as well. We had a couple of ladies on there. Of course they were. We're doing the singing and what have you. And they thanked everyone, you see. And then it turns out that all these people on the stage had been in big bands. Like there was the lead singer of Heart was there, and this bloke here and that girl there was a singer with them. It was fantastic. I highly, highly recommend that. The rock show at the Hard Rock Hotel in Vegas. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But William, it was TV work. So it was TV work. Is that the picture of you of TV? Well, they haven't done much on the set there. Didn't they bother? Didn't anyone think that it might be nice to have some sort of set behind you? It looks like you're in some sort of school hall or something like that. Not a clue. You can borrow one of these pictures if you want. I'll tell you what, William, you go to the producers next time. If you go on a site called Rosegal, ROSEGAL, and look for backdrops there, they're only about 15 quid. You know, I don't know, 25 Australian. That's all they are. Get some of those hung up round you. It looked like a school hall. No effort at all. Just 4 people sitting there around a table. Around some chairs that look like they come out of a second-hand shop, dear. Honestly. What station is that? Can't be the ABC, surely. They would have made more effort than that, wouldn't they? It was a sports show. Oh, well, I wouldn't have had a clue then, William. I don't do sports. I know nothing whatsoever about sports. I've got to tell you that. As you know, I go swimming almost every morning. I do a little bit of cycling. I like a bit of walking, but I never watch sports on the telly. Not even the Olympics. Not even the Olympics. Funny enough, I was looking at the telly. They had this thing about Olympics the other day. Thank you, Chris. I've got the link there. That's just arrived to me. I was watching this thing on. They were talking about old Olympics and how Brazil and Athens and the stuff that they built for the Olympics is literally left there to rot. What a dreadful waste of money. All those millions of pounds put into creating this Olympic villages and parks, and it's left to rot. That's disgusting. That didn't happen in London. They done it so that it could be used for other things. How can you want to spend vast amounts of money on such a large thing only to have it finished and let to rot? That's madness. But I know nothing about sports at all, I'm afraid. Well, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not really interested in sports. Although I would have watched it if you were on it, darling. Don't worry about that. Mark, if you got the Michael Jackson ones, the most expensive one is Thriller, as it's a photo misprint because his cheeks were red, as he had that skin condition. So they pulled it off the shelves after Michael saw it. Now it's a different picture. I didn't know that. Who's got that one? Right Side Up had no money, but boy, the K-Tel albums were in my budget. And don't you remember seeing the adverts for those at Christmas? K-Tel. Do you remember the record selector? The K-Tel record selector. You put 50 albums in here, and you'd pull the first one down, and the others would fall down like that. And then you pull one out and play it. And then when you wanted to put it back, you pulled that front album back down, and they'd all flick forward and stop where you'd taken that one out so you could put it back in the same place. Wonderful. K-Tel. Who can remember K-Tel? Blooming marvellous. Weird Citizen. Mine was Radiohead. Okay, it was a computer on a CD, but I first played it was Grand's Back on the Chain Gang. And Ken Dodd, Happiness. That's one of my karaoke songs. Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. We're talking about first records that you bought or played at the moment on the show. William, what was yours? What was yours, William? Or did you tell us that already? I can't remember now. Joanna, first record I purchased was Leif Garrett and John Travolta. Oh, John Travolta. Him and Olivia Newton-John, of course. Grease. Loved that film, Grease. Thank you, yeah. Oh. Google the record, Chris. It's like the Beatles cover they pulled from the shelves with the cut-up babies. Oh, no. I don't think I want to be seeing cut-up babies on the front of my album covers. How awful. I'm wrong about it was working on the Chain Gang. I beg your pardon. Ooh, ah, that one. I know they're working on the Chain Gang. I know that one. William, a set would distract from my beauty. Dear me, listen to him now. Just because he's on the telly. But this is a telly, but I'm on the telly every morning, William. We are television people. You, me and my brother-in-law. We are television people, dear. Television people, lovey. Millions of viewers all on the world. Look at the figures now. 12 million. That's not 12, it says 12 million. They can't fit million. Look, I'll prove it to you. Look. See where it says 12. Can you see that there? 12. This is my... Can you see that 12 there? Right, can you see how small that box? Right, well, I'll tell you what. Can you try and fit the word million into that box? You can't, can you? So that's why they don't put that in. But that is actually 12 million, William. I just wanted you to know that, my darling. All right. Ray Reynolds, before Tower Records, the building in Piccadilly Circus was Swan and Edgar's department store. And I did their staff disco parties in the 1970s. Ray Reynolds. He was a DJ once, you know. Ray Reynolds. Paul and Lou, great album, weird acquired taste, but great band, seen them a couple of times. I think my first album was Now One. I wonder what they're up to now, the Now albums. You remember those? Now? Yeah, first on record and then CD. I think they must be in the hundreds now, surely. Right Side Up. My first 45, Walk Right Back. Walk Right Back. Ba 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 ba. Yes. Our album was the Rolling Stones on High Tide. Where's William? Oh, yes. I'm sorry, I've read that already, haven't I? William, my first album was Bad by Michael Jackson. Dun, 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 dun. First single was Hokey Cokey by Captain Sensible. Oh, hokey cokey cokey. Knees bend, arms stretch. Right, right, right. I love it. I love it. Bought at Our Price Records on Kensington High Street. Our Price. Oh, all these places have gone. Question, where did Michael Jackson pick his nose, says Paul. A catalogue. Thank you. Hello to Brendan. Let's have a look there. Don't mention the Diddy Men, Chris Reardon. Diddy Men. Just a reminder, gang, those of you that type your messages on Facebook, they don't always come through. We do seem to lose them occasionally. I don't know why that is. So if you find that your messages aren't getting read up, send them as a private message, okay? I don't know why that happens. It just does sometimes. Let me just see if I've missed anything else out, because I can look back on here. Ray Reynolds, Tommy Steele and Max Bygraves and Michael Barrymore all lived in Bermondsey. I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Stuart Skinner, my first ever record I played was my mum's 45 single, Standing on the Corner. Oh, we've done that. We've done that, haven't I? I've done that, Stuart. Oh, I think I'm going... You see, this is the trouble. When I go back, I can accidentally read out the messages a second time because I'm stupid like that. We have this message system, and it's supposed to collect all the messages and put them in one place, but it works with Vaughan Live, it works with YouTube, and it works to a point with Facebook, but occasionally it misses messages out, and I don't know why it does that. It's just one of those things. Good, well, that's our little bit of a chat on the records there. I'm going to go to the birthdays in a second. I've been here a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be here this morning, to be honest. Today, I am going later to see Mary Poppins film. I know some of you have seen that already. I'm going to the Kinema in the Woods with my sister. I'm not sure if my brother-in-law is coming, but it's me and my sister and 4 little people. We've got great-nephew George, great-niece Evie, great-nephew Harry, great-niece Emily. I don't think baby James will be coming. He probably won't understand what's going on. So we're all going to see that this afternoon at 4:30. Very, very, very much looking forward to seeing the new Mary Poppins. I don't know what the music's like. Hopefully it'll be a little bit memorable in that. Would you like to sing those old Disney songs that would feed the birds, twopence a bag, twopence, twopence, twopence a bag? That's the one. That's the one. Mark Connor. Oh, I've read the Beatles one, haven't I? Chris, the Beatles made a record and the picture had the horrible cover of the babies. So it became very expensive if you had it. It was a lot of money as Paul McCartney changed the picture because of the horrible picture. Oh, I don't know why. Why would you put a horrible picture? I suppose to create the effect of shock. Oh, and people would, oh, what's all this about? And then they'd pick it up. I'm sure they do that on the telly with a lot of stuff all the time. Claire's gone quiet. She must have muted me again. I don't blame her. I'd mute me. I'd mute me if I had the chance. All right. Okie doke, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. And happy birthday on this Wednesday, the 9th of January 2019 to Nicola Oates. Good morning, Nicola. And a big, big happy birthday to Nicola today, 36 years old. Debra Lushy. Hello, Debra. She's a music person. Good morning, Debra. Happy birthday to you. Antonio Amore, who's one of our karaoke singers. He comes over sort of once a year and turns up at Central Station now. Happy birthday, Antonio. 57 today. Oh, you're a little bit ahead of me. It's my birthday next month, William. Is William still there? 56 next month. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm going to be 56 next month. Duncan Dow. Good morning, Duncan. 39 years old today. I think you're one of the people that used to come into the Penny Farthing in Hammersmith, aren't you? Gosh, that's so long ago now. Adrian Smith. Good morning, Adrian. Is 17 years old today. Good morning, Adrian. And Vaczi Peter is 28 years old on this Wednesday. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Oh, 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 oh. There you go. There's all our birthdays. Good morning to Julian, who sat in Barcelona airport waiting for a connecting flight to Lanzarote. Oh, you poor thing. Well, while you're there, perhaps you'd like to share my little program to all. Perhaps you could you'll do one of those little searches on the Bluetooth thing and see if you can connect to the screens. And I could be being played out in Barcelona airport. Barcelona, Barcelona, and all that business. I like a bit of Queen as well now, don't you? I must put some on my little memory stick and play that in the car. That's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining me, boys and girls. Thank you very much to those of you who have shared the show. If you're on YouTube, do hit the subscribe button on there, boys and girls, and then you should get a notification every time I'm doing a show. Same on Facebook as well. There's a subscribe thing there somewhere, and you'll get a little ping every time there's a show on, because we usually are at 9:30 in the morning, but not always at that time. It's not scheduled at all. Sometimes I throw one in at a night time or an afternoon or something like that. All right. Enjoy your day, and I'll tell you all about Mary Poppins on the next show. Thanks very much for watching and listening. Cheerio now.